Hi, and welcome to this video, which will introduce you to a range of IELTS test questions for you to practice. If you'd like, you can click on the other video to see my answers, which I will read, and the text will also be available. So either way, vice versa, as you prefer. Are you a tidy person? Most of the time, yes. I find clutter distracting, so I try to keep my home and office as clean as possible. I also enjoy tidying because it's easy and relaxing. How do you keep things tidy? The key is to clean regularly. I usually do a little bit every day, but during the week I'm often too busy to get to everything. So the weekend is a good time to catch up. Do you think people should be tidy all of the time? In public or shared spaces like work or school, I think it's respectful to clean up after oneself. It shows you care about the space and the people who use it. In private spaces like people's homes, it's totally up to the individual whether to be tidy or not. Are you tidier at work or school or at home? It's more or less the same at work and at home, although I might be more inclined to let my home get messy than my office. At home, I feel freer to do as I like, while I share my office with my colleagues, so I try to be considerate to them. When I was a child, I was a very picky eater. I liked only bland flavors and sweets. For meals, I ate a lot of plain sandwiches, cereal, and simple pasta. There weren't many vegetables or colorful foods in my diet, and to make matters worse, I also loved all types of sweets, from chocolates to fruit-flavored and sour candies. This, of course, posed challenges for my parents, because when I was at home, I would refuse to eat nutritious foods like broccoli, carrots, and spinach. For fruits, I would basically only eat apples. But as I got older, maybe around 11 or 12, I would also spend a lot of time at my friends' houses. At that age, we weren't preparing our own food, so we had to eat whatever the adults cooked for us. Since it wasn't my mom or dad doing the cooking, I was more hesitant to make the outrageous demands that I would make at my house. I remember once being served corned beef and cabbage with boiled carrots. I was probably about 12 at the time, and all three were foods that I would typically not eat. But I had to, since I was at my friend's house, and I was hungry. Slowly, I picked at each strange item. I ate cautiously, and I wouldn't say that I enjoyed the meal. However, I realized later that nothing bad had happened. It was like I had crossed a boundary into a new territory. Gradually, over the subsequent years, I became more and more adventurous as an eater. First, it was foods that were widely available in my area, such as Mexican and Chinese, both of which opened the door to spicy foods. Later, I would branch out further and actually go looking for new flavors that I hadn't tried before. Now there is essentially nothing that I won't try once. I'm glad I came to this realization because, in addition to the negative health consequences of eating like a picky child, I would have missed out on all the incredible variety of cuisine around the world. Do children like to change opinions? That's an interesting question. Of course, it depends on the child, but in general, I would say that kids' opinions are always changing. What I mean is, kids are always changing, growing, and developing. From the entertainment and games that they enjoy, to the sports they play, and the activities they engage in with their friends, each season or year brings new opinions. When do people change opinions? From a developmental perspective, as people grow into adulthood, their opinions are always changing. This is natural as their minds and bodies change and they're exposed to a wide range of perspectives at school. Once fully into adulthood, it can be harder for people to change. But still, if someone they trust presents good evidence, people will continue to change their opinions about a range of topics. Who do young people turn to for advice? Two main sources of advice for young people are their family and their teachers. First, family members can help young people work through challenges and plan for the future. Additionally, teachers and advisors in the school systems can give more targeted advice related to education and academics. Both sources are important to support young people in making good decisions. Do people like giving opinions about politics? From what I notice, people either really do or really don't enjoy giving opinions about politics. People who do enjoy discussing politics might have an interest in history or government. These discussions can be challenging and quickly turn into arguments if people hold their beliefs firmly. Because a discussion of politics can quickly turn sour, I also notice that many people find it easier to just avoid the subject.